Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shakira. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing the then and now challenge, and this challenge was started by Desi Perkins here on YouTube. I'll leave a link to her video and her channel in the description box below. So she created this challenge, as far as I know. She created this challenge called the Then and Now Challenge, and basically what it is you answer a bunch of questions and you just talk about how you were back in the day and how you are now. And I thought this challenge was really interesting, and I'm like, I need to do that for my channel, because if you guys don't know, because if you guys don't know, I like to be very introspective, reflective, and I'm really big on mental health, and that's kind of, you know, what my channel is kind of centered around, amongst other things. So I thought doing this challenge would be suitable for my channel. So if you guys are interested, then keep on watching. Give me a thumbs up if you did like this video, and if you are going to take on this challenge, I encourage you to, because why not? Enjoy the video basically. Okay, so I have about 12 questions here that I'm going to be answering. All right, and the very first question is my self-image then versus my self-image now. So back in the day, I was this really skinny, awkward girl. Like I just had a very slim figure. I still do. So my self-image always consists of me just feeling a little bit out of place. You know, there are times where I wished that, you know, I had more of like a figure growing up, because I was just this really small, petite person. I wished that I had more of a figure, so I was always a little bit self-conscious about that. But I didn't really let it affect me in that way. I mean, it might have, but who knows. And my self-image now, I think, is more healthier. I'm more accepting of myself and more accepting of my body. I still do kind of wish I was a little bit more, I had a little bit more figure still, because I am still a small person. I don't know if I answered that question correctly, but whatever. Social life then versus my social life now. Social life then, didn't really have a social life. I don't like to socialize to begin with. I'm awkward. I'm a homebody. I think I did more socializing then than I do now, because now my social life basically doesn't really exist. Like, I don't really go out. I don't really have any like friends that I'm like, hey, let's go shopping, let's go to the mall, let's do this. You know, I kind of just keep to myself. So I feel like I had more of a social life when I was younger. Now, not so much. And I'm okay with that. So who do you idolize then versus who do you idolize now? So this question has definitely changed a lot. So back in the day, I used to idolize a lot of people, like celebrities. Like I used to idolize like Ushers and the Chris Browns and stuff like that. You know, like teen heartthrob type of people. I used to idolize them a lot, just because they were cute, and you know, it was the thing to do back then. But now I don't idolize any one person at all. I don't idolize anyone, I should say, because to me, I feel like at the end of the day, they're still people and they're still human beings. I feel like, you know, if you look up to someone so much and they disappoint you, it's kind of hard to take. I think of people as people, you know. I think of like Oprah. Oprah is just a person. She's a woman. She's managed to create something amazing, and I appreciate her for that. And the same thing goes for anyone else. I like my Beyoncé's, obviously, but I don't idolize her. I like her for her music, and I like how her music makes me feel, and that's basically it. You know, if it were to come out that for some reason, you know, she has done something that doesn't really sit well with me, that's not going to be my problem, because I'm not looking up to her like she's a god. You know, I'm not looking up to her like, you know, I'm not worshiping her like that. And I think that's where a lot of people have a lot of trouble, because, you know, they view like celebrities, or they view, you know, famous people as this thing that they can look up to, and then God forbid they do something and it's kind of like, I'm not supporting you anymore, I'm putting you this and stuff like that. So I don't idolize anyone anymore. You know, I've grown up. I idolize myself. I idolize me. I'm the only one that I idolize. So yeah, that was like a long-winded thing. So personality then versus my personality now. Let's see. My personality then was shy and reserved. My personality now is shy and reserved still. But I've sprinkled in a little bit of more of my humor in my personality. I feel like back in the day, I used to be really shy and I never showed myself to people. Like, I was just so scared to just kind of be myself. And now I'm still shy. I have my moments, and I'm still, you know, I still live in my head a little bit, but I try to show more of my humor, and I try to show more of my personality. And it's still a little bit hard for me to break out of that shell, because I feel like my humor and my personality, not a lot of people understand, and not a lot of people will get, and it might rub people the wrong way just a tiny bit, because I'm kind of like sarcastic and a little bit like creepy and morbid. Like, that's my personality. Okay, so priorities then versus priorities now. I wouldn't even say priorities then. I didn't know what priorities were. I didn't know they were important. Didn't have a care in the world. I was just kind of coasting and just like living life, you know, just, you know, I felt like things didn't bother me as much, you know, and I just kind of took things at face value, took things as what they were, and didn't really look too much into it. Versus now, like, my priorities have turned into this thing that's very important to me. Like, taking care of myself is very important to me. It's literally like a priority to me that I take care of myself, especially my mind, my mental health. That is very important to me. And it's such a huge difference, because back then, when I wasn't taking care of myself, or I wasn't taking care of my mind and really being introspective and learning more about me and myself, I felt like that turned into something negative. And now that I literally prioritize self-care, I'm more happier and I'm more aware of me and more aware of myself, so that I can show more of my personality. I don't know if that made any sense, but to me, I feel like that's how I needed to answer that question. I don't know. So goals then versus goals now. Goals then, I never had goals back in the day. Literally, I never thought beyond what was happening at that very moment. Never. Like, even when it came to going to like college or thinking about what I wanted to do with my life, I never thought that far ahead, because I just didn't have that in me. I just focused on what was happening in the moment, and that's it. Now, I'm all about the goals. I write stuff down like there is no tomorrow. I journal. I have an agenda. I write out all my thoughts in this little notebooks, just everything that comes to me. I meditate, like, and you know, my goals, from doing that, I've gained like so much perspective on like what it is that I want to like do with myself, do with my life. And now I have like really big goals. Like, I have like big ass goals that like a part of me is like, are you sure that that could even happen? Okay, so my makeup game then versus my makeup game now. So I would say I only started wearing makeup more frequently, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. But my makeup game has gotten so much better. So much better. I've learned so much from YouTube in itself that like I'm now comfortable in sharing my skills with others. And for a long time I didn't even think I was really that good at like makeup, but now I feel like my makeup game has gotten so much better, and I'm so proud of like how far I've come when it comes to makeup, when it comes to learning about like, you know, all the different parts of putting on makeup. And it's so interesting to me when I take off my makeup at the end of the day, because I'm like, wow, I can't believe I turned myself into that. All right, so fashion sense then versus my fashion sense now. Back in the day, I didn't have fashion sense, although I like to think like I did. My fashion sense was just always just didn't really make any sense, but it was just what was comfortable at the time, you know, versus my fashion sense now. I don't think I have a fashion sense even now, like, to be honest with you. Like, fashion is hard a little bit, but I try. I just kind of put together what's comfortable for me, you know. I try to stay comfortable and stay, you know, within what feels good for my body. Your obsessions then and your obsessions now. Obsessions, I don't think I was obsessed with anything back then. I used to be obsessed with watching America's Next Top Model because I wanted to be a model. So I was like obsessed with that show, and I thought I was gonna like audition and be on it. Like, I was obsessed with all things becoming a model. And I really wanted to just become a model. I was like so obsessed with that. I went to like modeling school and I did all this stuff that had to do with modeling. I was like obsessed with it. And then eventually over time, when, you know, that dream kind of didn't really happen, it was a little bit rough for me, because I'm like, well, maybe I'm not going to be a model. Versus my obsession now, what am I obsessed with right now? Oh my gosh. I don't know what I'm obsessed with right now. Maybe like cats or something like that. Like, I love cats. Like, I had a cat. I never thought I was gonna be a cat person until I got a cat, and I loved him so much. Oh my god, I loved him so much, and I miss him. But like now I'm just like obsessed with cats. Like, I need to get another cat in my life. Like, I want a cat so bad. Oh, me and my sister have this like ongoing like thing on Instagram where we send each other like cat videos, cat photos or something like that. And like, I can never get sick of looking at cats. Like, I can't. Like, every time I see a cat, I like stare. I love them so much. But anyways, I think that's like probably what my obsession is. You know what else I'm obsessed with? I'm obsessed with French toast. I love French toast. You have your pancake people, you have your waffle people, and then you have your French toast people. I am a French toast person. I love French toast. I could have French toast probably every single day. So question 10, this is question 10. I'm just reading them off my phone, by the way. Handling hardships in your life then versus handling hardships in your life now. Back then, handling hardships was non-existing. I basically didn't handle any of the hardships in my life. I kind of suppressed them. Yes, I suppressed my hardships. I never expressed how I felt, and I never talked about it. I just kind of kept it all in. Versus now, I've had to learn how to handle my hardships better, because suppressing it all did not help. It just made me spiral and, you know, lose control. Now when it comes to handling hardships, I feel like I'm at more of a healthy mindset where I can analyze the problem and try to ask myself, like I always say, I ask myself the difficult question, you know, like, what's bugging you? Why is it bugging you? You know, what do you have control over? What can you fix right now? I really try to get to the bottom of my true feelings, like why I feel that way. That way I don't stay there, or I try to fix it or confront it or express it, you know. And now I feel like I have better ways at expressing myself, whereas before I never expressed myself at all. Okay, so define yourself in 3 words then versus 3 words now. Okay, so define myself in 3 words then. Oblivious, naive, and basically unaware. And the reason why I say that is I feel like back in the day I let so much of my life be controlled by others, whether it be family, whether it be friends, whether it be the world in itself, society. And I was never really guided into, you know, growing up with a healthy mindset, you know. So whatever I was told, I did. You know, I was not aware that I was able to have a voice. I was able to speak my mind, you know, and no one really encouraged that at all either, you know. So a lot of my personality and a lot of who I am never got fostered, you know. It never came out until I became an adult. So I was just basically like a deer in headlights, you know, like not really aware of myself. But if I had to describe myself in 3 words now, I would say conscious, very aware, and I would say stronger, you know, in some ways, because it took a lot for me to get to where I am now mentally. And I always remind myself of how far I have come, you know. And it took a long time. It took a lot of crying, and it took a lot of heartache, and a lot of going back and forth, and a lot of like looking inwards and analyzing myself. And that's not an easy thing for a lot of people to do. Like, I became so aware that not a lot of people, you know, are introspective and really look at themselves, or can really look at themselves and be like, you're fucking up. You know, or something has to change. Not a lot of people can do that. And the fact that I took the time and I sat down with myself and I became really vulnerable, I give myself credit for that, because not a lot of people do that. And I'm proud of myself, and I can honestly say that is what makes me a strong person. That is what makes me, you know, able to put myself on camera and say I'm going to put myself out there despite, you know, being, you know, judged, or people might, you know, poke fun at me or any of that stuff. That's what makes me do this. And honestly, I'm very proud of myself, and I wouldn't change any of that stuff. You know, my experiences has brought me to where I am now, and I am so proud of myself, and that's what makes me strong, basically. All right, so the last question is relationship with Steven then versus relationship with Steven now. I'm just gonna take out the Steven part, and I'm gonna put, you know, my husband. So my relationship with my husband then versus my relationship with my husband now. So then I went into my relationship, I guess you could say, unaware. I went into my relationship unaware of a lot of things, and it was kind of hard to, you know, maneuver myself within that relationship. But now, going through all that we have gone through, it's made our relationship and it's made our bond stronger. And not a lot of people can say they have done the work that needed to be done to move forward in a relationship, because it's not easy. It's not easy to be completely open with someone and vulnerable, and, you know, for them to accept you for who you are. It's not easy. And You know, I feel very thankful, and I'm the type of person that says that, you know, things happen for a reason. And I'm always saying to my husband, like, he came into my life when I really needed him to come into my life, and he probably has no idea how much he has impacted my life, even when I explain it to him. But he has impacted my life so much, and he's taught me so much about myself and about the world and about finances. I don't know, but he's taught me so much, and at that time in my life, that's exactly what I needed. And from that, we have grown together into this, you know, championship relationship, and I'm very proud of us. I'm proud of both of us, because we've come a long way. And it's not to say that we're perfect. It's not to say that we're perfect, but we've come a long way, and we are really aware of how much time and effort it took to get there. So I feel great. So yeah, our relationship now is really good, and I'm really proud of us. I'm really proud of us. If you're watching this, honey, I'm really proud of us. We have done a great job, okay? We need like an award or something. All right, so those are all the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love talking about stuff like this. It's just one of the things that, you know, I enjoy doing, is talking and being introspective and reflecting and all that stuff. One of my favorite things to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And, you know, let me know if you guys are also going to do this challenge. Don't forget to check out Desi's challenge video, and I will see you guys in my next upload. Bye!